Hey, what's up, guys? So this is my Borderlands 3 build for Amara. Loving this game, grinding it a bunch, and this is a little different build than the ones I've seen online. Most of the builds I've seen online are based on more like melee punching things and sustain, all about sustain in a different way than I have it. Like I've seen this one build that was pretty cool, but I just didn't have the mods to do it, or I didn't have the gear for it. So this is kind of the build that I've come across for my playstyle. Like I love using Jakobs weapons, and the one downside back in Borderlands 2 or Borderlands 1 of using those weapons is they don't have any elemental damage. And in this game, I have Jakobs that with this character I can do two different elemental damages at the same time, which is freaking insane. So I'm just gonna run through my build real quick. I fully went down the phase grasp skill. My build is basically built around this internal fist where it can grasp up to 4 people in a controlled area. So this is not, I don't really think this is like the best like boss farming build out there, but for like the slaughterhouse or just when there's a lot of enemies around you, I think this is one of the best for my playstyle. I don't really like to rush around too much and get into people's faces. I kind of just sit back and just gun people with some nice Jakobs ARs, or if I'm using a pistol, then I'll run around. But as the build is pretty much based for that. I just have the increased handling accuracy. Just the only reason I have that increased accuracy is because with this build, you pretty much can create an infinite assault rifle. I mean, this thing will never run out of ammo as long as you're hitting your crits. If you read it right, critical hits return 2 bullets to your magazine and ricochet 2 bullets to the nearest enemy. But it has a minus 21% weapon accuracy. And without, using it, I tried to run builds without using this skill. And to use that gun and to constantly get your crits, you kind of needed it. I mean, it was... I don't know if weapon accuracy helps out with the weapon recoil. But for some reason, I don't know if it's the sway or what it is. This helps me line up my crits easier. And it creates that infinite kind of playstyle. And then also, which helps, is whenever you kill a grasp enemy, you instantly reload your gun, right? So, and you have 4 of them. You have up to 4 of them all over the place. It's crazy. And the cooldown is 20 seconds, which is actually really fast with all the modifiers I put on top. I think my cooldown is actually 10 seconds, which is pretty insane. What else is there? I just increased my magazine size. This ricochet ability is crazy. Especially when you pair it with this assault rifle, I mean, you're ricocheting like a shit ton of bullets, right? Because every crit, you're already ricocheting 2 bullets when you're using assault rifle, right? And it has a fast fire rate, so you're ricocheting I don't know how much a second, but it's pretty insane. And then on top of that, you have this ricochet chance, and that's when you see it with the clips later. It's just bullets flying everywhere. It's freaking insane, and then it just hits everything, right? And then the lifesteal is for some sustain, and then the bonus elemental damage, of course. It helps out with my gun because it is a Jakobs radiation, which is freaking savage as frick. And then this companion is pretty good too. The 100% chance to ignite on a critical hit. That's pretty cool. That's really good for the sustain, right? You heal up a bit, and I think I just put a couple in here just so I can move the tree down. I didn't really care for the melee because I'm not going to use a melee build, and I don't really care about the status spread because of the ricochet of all the different types of ricochet that it can do. I don't really care for the status spread because it usually just spreads by people hitting it. I just went down this tree just so I can get the caustic or corrosive damage. Realistically, I'm thinking about just taking all the 5 skill points out of here and just adding it into this tree. I can increase my gun damage. What else can I do? I can get more rush stacks. Or increase fire rate, or I'm debating. I don't know if I really want to do it, but I just being able, because most of the time I've been playing solo, so being able to go into your pause menu and switch okay, that's an armored enemy, and then switch to put on corrosive damage, right? That is just freaking convenient. You know what I mean? So that's the only reason why I just put it in here. Plus the class mod I got. I mean, this is one of my favorite skills to match with phase grasp, because usually people that you phase grasp are near you, right? So then on top of that, you're getting an additional 60% because I have a class mod that gives me another 2 points in the skill, and I just gave the max health because I don't. This regeneration is pretty slow, and I don't think it really does anything unless you, even if you max it out, I don't really think it does anything, from my experience anyway. And then the rest of the skill points, I went down this fucking, I don't know, the shock tree, mystical assault tree. Oh, there it is. So reload speed, I just wanted that so it can increase my DPS, and then my rush stacks. I don't really, since I'm using my ability so much, like I don't really use the rush stacks at all. So I'm just putting skills just so I can progress my tree down. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like I don't really use rush stacks too much because I'm just constantly using my phase grasp, and this is the first 25% to make it. So I think with this alone, I think it's like 15 seconds, right? A quarter. So it's a 15-second cooldown, which is still really fast. And this, for even more accuracy and even more critical hit damage, it's amazing. Especially when you have someone phase grasp and you just take the time, line up a headshot, boom. I mean, you absolutely melt people in your phase grasp. This is just to give me a little bit more healing because I'm using the soul sap for my sustain. I'm using the combination of soul sap and that freaking whatever that other one was called. Yeah, this one. Sustainment. Oh shit, it's called sustainment. Wow, incredible. And then yeah, this is the one I wish I had a little bit more, because you're getting an additional 40% of gun damage on top, when you use your action skill. And I'm constantly, like, when you see how fast this cooldown is, and I'm just constantly just grabbing people, I mean, this 40% is, I mean, it would really help out with the melt. But yeah, so this is my Infinity Assault Rifle. I matched it up with I wish I could find a better version of this. It gives me a really good damage reduction based on how far they are to me. So the closer they are to me, the more damage reduction I get. It gives me pretty much another 25% cooldown. So it turns it into a 10-second or a little more than a 10-second cooldown for my ability, which is insane. Even though it's a minus 14% damage reduction, since I use mostly Jakobs weapons and I'm going for crits, that extra 35% crit is absolutely insane. So I think after all my extra crit modifiers, it comes out to like extra 60% crit damage. I think even with this minus 14, I'm still getting an extra 25% gun, and yeah, I'm getting like 50% cooldown for my action. And this thing is insane. Like the elemental damage boost on this, because I'm using Jakobs with elements, right, and it just gives it an additional 183% damage boost. To me, that's one of the best class mods for this elemental damage. I mean, I found some other ones, but I don't know where it is. Which is the one? I mean, for the melee build, yeah, because I was trying to use a melee build, but yeah, I don't really have fun just running around punching people with close quarter guns. So, anyways, to the gameplay. So this is kind of more of my playstyle. I tried doing those melee builds, and they're fun and all, but I just feel like once you get to like, if you don't have that shotgun, because I think there's like that shotgun where it counts as melee damage. If you don't have that shotgun, the melee build doesn't really work. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I feel like I was dying way too much, and I was trying to just run around, be aggressive, and all that kind of stuff, and it wasn't working out for me. So I just decided to switch to try to see how I can make something for my playstyle. You know what I mean? And as you can see, like, this is why I kind of call it like an infinite. I mean, this is like the only time I think I reloaded, just because, I ended up phase locking the wrong guy, and his stupid head was blocking the crit spot. But as you can see, like, with that extra ricochet chance, like every crit I'm hitting, I'm sending 2 ricochet out. Plus, on top of that, I have the 60% of whatever that is to have another 60% to ricochet when I have when I deal damage, or if they're affected by phase grab. Oh, actually, this is not. What? It's just 30% normally, and if they're in phase grab, it's 60%. Shit! I'm just constantly ricocheting bullets out here. You know what I'm saying? Dude, this is actually insane. But I don't know if you can see it, but you can see like the corrosive bullets just freaking going everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, look at that. That's crazy. Like, I like how every gun has like a different ability in this game. Like the Hyperion, you have like a shield. Like Jakobs is usually when you ricochet it, or when you hit a crit, it ricochets to somebody else. Yeah, I enjoy how they added that stuff into Borderlands 2 or Borderlands 3, and to me, it's, I don't know. Always a fan. I was always a fan of Jakobs, and now that I got this gun, like, shit, I love this thing to death. Like, this thing is amazing. Like, I'm just constantly never having to reload because I'm killing people, which automatically reloads my weapon. And then when I hit a crit, it gives me 2 bullets back, and I have such a big magazine. It's honestly, like, I don't see how you can freaking constantly be reloading with this weapon. Like, I'm just melting everybody, badasses, flamethrowers, all these heavyweights can suck a D. You know what I mean? Like, my goodness, this thing is awesome. I really enjoy playing this build. If you guys enjoy it yourself, you can try it out. But yeah, this is more for just using your guns. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more of a gun kind of guy. I don't really like, you know, like I didn't play Brick in Borderlands 1. You know what I mean? I played Mordecai. I was a sniper. You know what I'm saying? And I think in Borderlands 2, my main was fucking El Salvador. That little freaking savage. But yeah, that's pretty much my build. Hope you guys enjoyed. And you can just watch me just melt these guys with my infinite assault rifle. Infinite rifle. I don't know. Gotta find a better name. Ronin's Call. Infinite Call. Call of the Infinite. Ah, whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed. Deuces.